plot has reached such a state of confusion that I think I'll let our cast try and explain it.
Well, I, Rocky, or Porthole,
You see what I mean?
am inside Chateaubriand's dankest dungeon.
And I, Bullwinkle, alias Aramuth, am outside Chateaubriand trying to rescue Rocky.
Yes, but I, Rocky, don't want to be rescued until I find out where the King of Applesauce Lorraine is.
Yes, but I, Bullwinkle, don't know that.
What about you, Athos?
I, Athos, have a splitting headache.
Well, that's understandable, for it was the aging musketeer's idea to bribe a guard and gain access to the chateau. Only the guard turned out to be Francois Villain.
All three of you will stay in there until you rot.
It got progressively rottener, for just as we closed our preceding installment, the walls of the cell began to tremble.
Hokey smokes, it feels like an earthquake.
Quick, do something.
I've got an idea.
What?
Let's do the recap over and change the plot so that we're somewhere in the South Pacific.
But there was no time to do that, for suddenly a section of the far wall crashed to the floor in a million pieces.
Look, fellas, a passageway.
They entered the dim, cobwebby corridor, only to discover it led to 3 more corridors.
Oh, fine. Now we gotta make a choice.
I say, let's take the one on the left. Right?
I prefer the one in the middle.
Tell you what, we'll each take one. Maybe one of us can find the king and a way out of here.
It sounded like the right thing to do. However, there were complications. Take Bullwinkle, for instance. His corridor led to a long flight of steps that came to a dead end.
Looks like I reached an impasse.
Actually, it was a wall, but luck was with him, for on the other side was a huge picture of the Cathedral of Notre Dame. It was a simple matter to open one of the doors, come downstairs, and continue his search. Athos faced a similar problem, for his corridor led to the brink of a 200-foot drop. But although the corridor stopped, Athos didn't. Strangely enough, what he fell into was Chateaubriand's indoor pool. And instead of the guards grabbing him, they applauded him.
Beautiful dive, monsieur.
C'est magnifique!
Athos emerged from the water, bowed gracefully, and continued onward. As for Rocky, his corridor eventually narrowed to a point where it was only 1 foot high, and even more puzzling was the fact that he was knee-deep in jewels and coins.
Well, at least it's a safe place to keep money.
Safe is right, for that's exactly what it was, a wall safe belonging to Francois Villain.
I think I will count my goodies.
But instead of bringing out the crown jewels, he brought out a flying squirrel.
You!
Me!
Rocky bolted out of the room and down the hall.
Guards, arrest him!
A frantic search was launched, but proved fruitless, for Rocky had ducked into a room and wisely hung out a Do Not Disturb sign on the doorknob.
Well, monsieur, are you two a prisoner?
Turning, Rocky came face to face with the King of Applesauce Lorraine.
Your Highness.
Yes, I am, your highness.
How come you're wearing a girdle?
They couldn't find an iron mask, so they put me in this.
Somebody's coming in.
That somebody was, of all people,
Bullwinkle!
Hi, Rock. Who's your friend?
That's the King of Applesauce Lorraine.
Well, if it is, then who's this?
and there, standing at Bullwinkle's side, was another man who looked like the king. We'll learn the answer in A Raw Deal, or 2 Aces and a Pair of Kings.